Hi, I'm Jen Greyson with Cryptocurrenshe, and I just got off a podcast session and wanted to talk about when is the time to move your assets into cold storage. And one of the things that the host kept saying was, well, when people have enough crypto, then I'll do a session about teaching them how to move stuff into cold storage. And I really truly believe that if your strategy is to hold a token, an NFT, a coin, anything long term, your immediate strategy should be buy it on an exchange, move it to cold storage. There's no reason to leave it in a hot wallet. There's no reason to leave it on an exchange. If your plan is to hang on to it long term, then put it in cold storage. You always have access to that coin. And I think maybe that's part of the myth a little bit, that we think cold storage is some really hard, challenging thing, that it's gone forever and it's going to stay there forever, which it can. But if the strategy that you have in place is that I don't need to be sending this coin to anyone within the next couple of weeks, month, if you know this is something you're going to hold for a long time, it needs to instantly go into cold storage. Your best practice, and this is individual, but I want you to establish your own best practices. If your strategy is to hodl, the best practice you can deploy is buy it on the exchange, immediately move it to cold storage. There's no reason it needs to sit on an exchange or a hot wallet. There is no permission or amount that you need to have that is, well, once I have a full Bitcoin, or once I have a full Ethereum, or once I have a full Solana, or once I have 100 of this token. As you're stacking, move those coins, tokens, NFTs, move them. We'll talk about staking later. That's a whole different strategy of how that looks, but there's risk exposure to staking. And that was another thing we talked about that podcast that I'll address in a later one. But right now, when should you move it to cold storage? Immediately. That's when you should do it. So thanks. What are your best practices? Write them down, figure them out. It matters.